We're up 92% on BTC USD. Something to note for all you BTC traders. And let's go down and see what the rest of the coins did. Today's episode is brought to you by the Ocean strategy. Ocean is a reliable trading strategy that is custom made to trade the 1-hour Bitcoin chart. I've taken hundreds of complex indicators and boiled them down to this. All you have to do is follow the buy and sell signals on your screen. No guessing and no extra research needed. If you're ready to start seeing results, it's time to start following a proven and dependable strategy. Go to ontopindicators.com/ocean and start successfully trading Bitcoin today. Hello everyone, welcome to On Top Indicators. My name's Osiris and today we're going to be backtesting the Aroon indicator, and this is what it looks like. It's one of the easier indicators to read. If I double click on this here, you'll notice it's just two lines oscillating back and forth between 0% and 100%. So all we're going to do, it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is take a long position whenever this orange line crosses above the blue line. To make it easier to read, let me do Aroon up. It's going to be green, just so you know that's the positive. That's the one we want. And the Aroon down, we're going to make red. A little Christmas colors there for you. So whenever the green crosses above the red line, we're going to take a long position. And theoretically, whenever the red crosses down below the green, we could take a short position. But for now, we're only going to be testing the long position of it. Let me zoom out so you can see every time the green crosses the red, long position there. Green, let's see, green crossed the red right here, and then we take a long position on the next bar. Again, long position there, long on the next bar. Green up, long position, green up, long position. Okay, like always, we're going to be doing 6 tests. We have 2 on the 5-minute, 2 on the 1 hour, 2 on the 4-hour charts, and we're still focusing on altcoins. So these are the top 100 altcoins on Binance right now. For our 5-minute test, what we're going to do is we're going to do a stop loss of 1% and a take profit of 1%. And again, all I'm looking for is, I'm asking myself a simple question. Is this a good indicator? Is this an indicator that I could potentially start making a full strategy out of? I just want a really quick yes or no answer. The way I do that works for me personally is I have 100 charts. I want this very simple strategy to work on at least half of them, right? That's ideally where I want to get this to. If I could get it to work just by messing around with the settings and messing around with the indicator a little bit, and I could get it to work on over 50% of the charts, then I know that it's going to be there's a very good possibility of it being of me being able to come up with a good strategy once I add a good take profit signal, once I add a good stop loss signal, and once I have some good confirmation signals attached to it as well. So those are the 4 parts that go into the strategies that I build, and I've had some pretty good success with it. But this is the very first step, right? This is the first step where I want to know, okay, should I even spend any more time looking at this indicator? Or should I just completely forget about it and move on? Oftentimes what ends up happening is some indicators will be really good on, say, the 5-minute chart, or they'll be really good on the 4-hour chart, but then they'll just be completely garbage on something else, right? So that's also very good information to know, because now we know, okay, don't focus on those time frames, focus on these other time frames instead. Before we run all 6 of those trades though, let's take a look at our cheat sheet here, our little guide. So for our very first test, anything below 20 is bad. Anything below 20, you can pretty much say, okay, I'm not going to focus anymore on that time frame at a bare minimum, okay? Anything above 50, you're very excited about, right? You're very like, okay, there's something here. Like this, the work's already been done. It's already at over 50%, and I haven't done anything. All I've done is done a simple test of 1% profit, 1% stop loss, right? I haven't done anything. More often than not, what's going to happen is an indicator's going to come around between the 20 and say 35. Again, I label these good and okay, bad, okay, good, great, right? Those aren't great numbers, but there's something that you can work with, right? Once you start messing around with the settings, maybe you could get it up to 50. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It's all about messing around and trying to get the best out of every single indicator out there. So that's enough talking about how I built the strategy. Let's go back into the actual chart and let's see what happens. Okay, so again, our first test is going to be 5 minutes, and we're going to do a 1% stop loss, 1% take profit. I'm going to scroll down here. I'll fast forward the video so you guys don't have to sit through every single one of these charts, and I will let you know how many were in positive and how many were in negative. All right, here we go. So I'll come down here to strategy tester, and we'd be barely in the profit on BTC, but let's see how the rest of the coins did. All right, with 1% stop loss and 1% take profit, we only had 17 total charts that were in the positive. So that's off to a bad start already. Basically, all that's telling us is that immediate signal right away, right after this signal comes in, the immediate price move is more oftentimes going to come down than it's going to go up. One other thing that we can do is we can actually test the opposite, right? We could take a long position whenever the red comes above and see how that works out. But for this video, all we're going to do is we're going to focus on the main way that the Aroon indicator was made to be traded, and that is to take a long position whenever the green line goes above the red line. So now let's do our test and run this up to 3% take profit, 3% stop loss, and let's see how this does. Again, I'll come down here to the strategy tester, and it's already looking a lot better. So let's see how the rest of the coins do. Okay, once we moved that up to 3%, we actually had a total of 25 charts that were in the positive. So that puts us in the okay category. We're still not doing great. Let's see if this indicator gets any better once we move up to the 1 hour chart. So let me go up here. As you can see, 1 hour chart. Again, every time the green goes above the red, we're taking a long position. Here, green above red, long position. Here, green above red, long position. And our first test we're going to do is we're going to keep it at 3%. And then our second test, we'll do 5% each, stop loss and take profit. So let's go back to our strategy tester and let's see, we'd be barely in the positive with BTC. Let's see what the rest of the coins do. Okay, and moving up to 3%, we actually were at 34 charts that were in the positive, so it's getting a lot better. Let's look at our chart here. We're in the good category now. So first test was bad, second test was okay, third test was good. Let's see, hopefully this continues. Let's move our stop loss to 5% and our take profit to 5%, and let's see what happens. Starting out with BTC USD, for those of you who only trade BTC, this will give you a very good indication of how good this indicator by itself does just with Bitcoin. But for the rest of us, I want to trade all sorts of different things. We're looking for the actual good indicator and good strategy to go with. Let's check out what the rest of the coins did. All right, and we had a total of 32 charts that were in the positive. So we stayed in that good category. Still not moving up to the great, but it's good enough for us to start seeing what we can do with it and start manipulating the indicator a little bit to make it into a strategy. But first, before we do all that, let's finish out our test here. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the stop loss at 5% and take profit of 5% for the 4 hour. And then for our second test, we're going to move them up to 10% each. So let's see, what would we do here with 5% take profit, 5% stop loss. Okay, we're up 92% on BTC USD. Something to note for all you BTC traders. And let's go down and see what the rest of the coins did. Okay, and we actually stayed at the 32 level when we moved up to the 4 hour chart. So let's do our final test here, and then I'll kind of talk about the conclusion of this and what we could do next. So we're going to do a 10% stop loss, 10% take profit, and let's see what all of these coins do. So again, BTC USD up 134.23%. Let's see what the rest of the coins do. And for 10%, there was a total of 25 coins that were in the positive. So that brought us back down to the okay category. So we never actually broke through the good category. Let me go over here and I'll write out exactly what the results were so you guys can visually see them. Come here, here. Okay, so these were the results of the test. As you can see, the first thing I'm going to notice is this 34 is what I want to focus on, and also this 17. What we're going to do is we're going to completely avoid the 5-minute chart on this indicator. 17 is pretty low, even just based on its default settings that the Aroon came with, so I don't really want to focus too much on it, especially when I can focus on the 1 hour chart. That gave me a number of 34 positive charts and 32 when I switched to 5%. So this tells me something, right? Since the 3% was a little bit higher than the 5%, what if I change this to 2% or 1%? on the 1 hour chart, would these numbers go up? I don't know the answer to that question yet, but it's definitely something I want to investigate and something that I encourage you guys to look into as well. So in conclusion, if you trade altcoins and you focus on the 1 hour chart, the Aroon indicator is definitely something that you'd be interested in. I'd mess around with the settings a little bit. Pick your favorite altcoin, whatever that may be, say it's ZEC, and play around with this length. Play around. Let's move this up to 200. Let's see what happens then. Let's see if that gives us much better signals and how often those signals come. Let's use a 10% take profit and a 5% stop loss. Let's see how that plays out. There's an endless possibilities of what you can do with these indicators. I'm always constantly on the lookout to find my sliver of the pie that I can share with you guys and that I can make profit in myself. But definitely play around with it and see what you can do. Maybe leave a comment below if you find better settings that you can use for this indicator, or if you know of a better way of using it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I don't want to take too much of your time with this indicator. We have many more indicators to test and many more strategies to create. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And also, if you're interested in finding out what strategies I'm using right now or what the best strategies are to use, not just with the Aroon indicator, but all the indicators out there, what the best ones are, what their best combinations are, head on over to ontopindicators.com and sign up for the email list. I'm always trying to put out the most quality content that I can on there. So head on over there and check it out. Once again, my name's Osiris. Until next time, goodbye.